Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Edain mob of Mill of Two Rise of the Witch King. As we continue on our guides, as we start with the evil factions with Isengard. Isengard is actually quite an easy faction to learn as long as you follow these simple steps. But quick notes, the guides I'm doing are for when you start with 4,000 resources. I don't intend to do one for when you start with 1,000 resources because I never ever do that. Makes the game start too slowly. So we start with Bill Fernie, get him straight to level 10, and we find the nearest creep and we just farm resources with Bill Fernie. Let's have a look. We want to go for Ruthless Exploitation. It is such a good ability. If you go for the late game, strat of just going super defensive, then you're just going to have endless economy, where no other faction can actually beat you. Okay, let's go use all our hunter arrows in there. And also, straight away, Machinery of War level 2. I am not waiting around. I'm going going straight into my elite uruk-hai because, honestly, these scouts are not worth it. They are super expensive for their things. They don't get discounted, unlike the uruk-hai from building these mine shafts, which is super bad. And honestly, the uruk-hai is a million times better in every single way. You can't beat them. You really can't beat them compared to the fighting uruk-hai. They are just superior in every way. And also, we've built 5 mine shafts to make sure we don't hit the supply route cap of 5. And now we're just going to build all lumber mills everywhere. I would recommend on a 1,000 resource start to transition from, instead of going for uruk-hai first, you go for wildmen, then get the resources, and then go straight for the fighting uruk-hai. Don't ever build scouts. Don't ever build scouts. They are a big waste of economy. Honestly, just honestly, don't bother with them. Yes, they're probably one of the best starting units, but compared to Rohan's peasants, Mordor's orcs, they would technically lose to Imladris. They'd lose to the dwarves if they were any other than Ered Luin, unless they're playing super smart. But yeah, yep, they get a hunter arrow. Yeah, they can. They recover. They restore a lot of health, and at rank 10 they can also knock back enemies, and then they can reach level 2 by getting alerts. But what's the point? They don't get forged blades. They can't get heavy armor. They can't get the Uruk captains. The fighting uruk-hai just surpass them in every single way. And when you can, then go for the wild pit. I don't recommend going to tier 3 immediately, unless you want that extra build speed. You don't need the build speed, because you've got to remember also you've got a pantry to keep expanding slowly but surely. Grima is the kind of hero you would want in a pinch. When you're fighting as a faction that has a bunch of really strong heroes that you can take over, and they'd actually help you. Mordor is not one of those factions, so I'm not going to get Grima. Angmar is a good faction to get Grima against. Rohan, Gondor, Imladris, not so much. Lothlorien, if you can steal if you find someone like Celeborn and just want to get him off the field, he's pretty good. But they have actually transitioned Grima to be more of a base disabler. But that now requires you to go right in the centre at the Citadel. And if any of the factions that have walls, it's pretty pointless to go for that. So yeah, we've got 5 mine shafts. We're now going to get the Armory so we can start upgrading our economy buildings even further. We could build another mine shaft out on one of the settlements to get the total 30%. But honestly, discounting costs is only good in the early game. If I had it any other way, I could switch it round. In fact, reduces the cost of heavy uruk-hai. So that what? These two look like they're the same. Wait, 25%. Okay, they're 400. They're 400 base. Okay, they're 400 base. I'll forgive that. They are 400 base. That's fine then. Good. Got the works tools. Yeah, scouts keep chasing them. Now, from the Uruk pit, we can also get alerts and ugluk, which have been increased in cost, actually. That's a good thing. Sharku, 1200, your third cheapest hero next to Bill Fernie and Grima. I'd say he needs I think he needs to be up on that 1500 resource cost chain. He's too good right now, I think. They might have took him down a few pegs, but still, having a mounted hero that's super cheap is a bit strong. Just ask Rohan. They do it better than anyone else. Oh yeah, lumbermills used to also reduce the cost of buildings. Now they just don't include come to the supply route. Same as what's the word? Same as the dwarves. That's it. Same as the dwarves. Oh yeah. For those that don't know what Bill Fernie does and why I took him straight to level 10, he's a hero that you buy to get these levels, similar to Denethor and Malbeth, where they use the Palantir to get their levels. You pay for Bill Fernie's levels, and then what's going on here? Oh, it's an attack. Leave the scouts to die. I don't care. The fighting uruk-hai is all that matters. Upgrade them again. Warg riders, not warg riders. I'm going to keep rebuilding my labourers here. More labourers, eh? Put them to work. Yeah, as I said, we are moving straight for ruthless exploitation. What this does is summons a lumber mill that depletes the environment. Any map that has a large resource of trees, Dunland is not one of the maps that has a large surplus of trees everywhere, but you can summon that lumber mill almost anywhere. Almost anywhere. Obviously, a place that already is owned by a build slot of some kind can't put it over there, but there trees are plenty in most maps. The best maps you want to go for this on is any map that's not completely barren, so any non-Mordor map or mountainous region, which is, to be fair, 90% of the maps. That 1 in 100 chance, 100 time where you don't want ruthless exploitation is when you want to come over here, get the minions of the White Hand, and go for these lovely boys here, which are all really strong powers. You get infantry, you get pikemen, I think, and then you get horsemen. Yeah, summon several hordes of wildmen, summon Grishnak and his 2 hordes of orcs. They're more of a, I believe they have plunderer, or I may be thinking of Age of the Ring. Then there's also Traders of Rohan, which summons some horsemen. Which, let's be fair, any hit power that can instantly summon cavalry is instantly a tier 1 power. Which is why they made Rohan Answers a delayed summon. It's why Arm the Dead is one of the tier 1 powers. Oh yeah, we're saving this to make a Steelworks because, yeah, we can make an outpost, but we don't want to hit the, past the, I keep forgetting the bloody word, supply route chain. We do not want to hit past the supply routes. Don't need to. We're making plenty of money as it is. Why we want to tank our economy. And as I said, we could build a clan steading here, get some cheap Dunlendings, but honestly, like I said, when you're starting with a large sum of resources, you don't ever need to go for anything else other than the uruk-hai units. Berserkers are it's hard to rate them because single target entities either are really strong or really weak, and I think the Berserkers are in the weak portion right now. Because any person can just instantly single target, just personally target them down, and then they're useless. But they could also be super effective in their duty in doing massive single target damage. I personally think they are not worth getting. A whole unit of uruk-hai is still better than a whole unit or a single berserker. Also, they cost 45 resource command points per berserker. So you can get a unit and a half of uruk-hai. Yet a unit and a half of uruk-hai will not beat a berserker. But if there's an archer unit there, that's it, that berserker's dead. There's no getting around that. And AI is smart as well. They will focus down that berserker. Let's get the machinery of war for the warg pit. Because we're getting Mordor, I'm not going to say we need the siege works, because we don't. So, what next? Let's have a look. Yeah, I could get them. Oh, why did I get that lumbermill again? Leave my lumbermill alone. Speaking of, let's get these upgrades. Okay, we're probably going to lose that lumbermill. That's fine. Everything else about Isengard. Saruman. Really good hero. Really, really good hero. Almost exactly the same as he was in Vanilla. But to be fair, he was one of the strongest heroes of Vanilla. It's what made Isengard such a potent power. Is having that increasingly insane hero. And Bill Ferny's tanking a Nazgul right now. Oh yeah, Bill Ferny, we don't care if he dies. Because if he does, he just comes back and makes back the resources he lost. Oh, that's perfect. 1v1ing a Nazgul. Okay, walk back. Walk back. Good back, big boy Bill. And still can't get any uruks as such. But yeah, as I probably haven't mentioned yet, the Machinery of War power, or ability, or upgrade, affects all our military buildings, warg pits, uruk pits, and siege works. I think they should also extend that to the armory. Make it so Isengard can't get everything instantly. Because the AI know how to use it. It's not like it's an ability the AI doesn't know how to use. It's just the AI already has a lot. So, but I feel like that's something that they should add to the armory, so they don't have all the upgrades instantly. Because having the Machinery of War does actually slow down Isengard quite nicely. It's not as much as slow down as some of the other factions get, like in Lardris. But I do think Isengard leaves a few more slowing down factors. Because right now they are really on the top tier list of strongest factions right now. There is a lot I would want to do to make this faction a little bit weaker. But obviously it's not my choice. But I do have a few good ideas on how they could really not so much nerf Isengard. They don't need nerfing. They just need some more limiters on their power, because they do scale out of control every game you play with them. With or against them, they always have to deal with insane ramp of growth and resources. And obviously, brutal AI don't need that because they already have it. Where have my labourers gone from over here? Go back to there. Now I have Ugluk. I prefer to go Ugluk instead of Lurtz when against the faction that doesn't have the strongest heroes, because his heal is so effective. Yeah, that's right. Tier 1 just heals all uruk-hai around him. Not quite as good as the heal that Age of the Ring gets for Ugluk, because it can affect all units. It also affects Dunlendings. But half your roster is uruk-hai. I don't think it's that big a deal. Oh no, you can't heal your wargs, or you can't heal your wildmen. Wildmen are trash, they don't need healing. And warg riders, I'm fairly certain, get a upgrade that can give them self-healing. Yep, regenerates health when they attack. Which is probably one of the strongest abilities in the game. A vampire effect is always good in the game. Oh, they've already got siege equipment. So I'm going to get one more unit of wargs. And then just have them around to deal with any incursions. Smell something. Don't want that labourer, thank you very much. Okay. But yeah, look at this economy. It's never going to go down now. I can now wait until I get the steel workers up in this outpost. I might... Oh, that's another thing about this armory. Once you've got all the upgrades, you can get rid of it. It doesn't actually serve another purpose once its main function is completed. It's you use, and now it's gone. You don't need it anymore. Which does feel a bit lackluster. You do want a reason to keep the armory around. Maybe not to generate resources, but I don't know. Just something. Just something that takes up a a build plot. Let's build some uruk-hai. Oh, let's run away. Run away. They're chasing the wargs. They're chasing my wargs. What are they doing? What are you doing? Oh no! No, 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 no. No, no, get rid of the troll, get rid of the troll, get rid of the troll, troll. Oh, my wargs just ran into death. Let's pick up your bow again. Just kill everyone, please. How's our health? Our health is pretty good. They are over there. Now shoot them. There goes Shadow Lord. There's a pike that's not going to them. Come over here, kill those uruk-hai. Also, look at the speed of these uruk-hai coming out. These are technically our elite units. We don't have any like elite units, which you may think, oh, but so then Isengard doesn't have the super strong late game that well, the super strongest late game, so they obviously have a weakness. You're wrong. They can get uruk-hai captains. So when equipped, they increase units level to 5 and grants them resistance to fear, and also has increased attributes. So all your uruk-hai are immune to Cloudbreak, or I think Cloudbreak, or basically immune to OP effects that can slow them down. They no longer have any fear in the world, and you're telling me that they're a fair fight. Yeah, uruk-hai are... Well, Isengard is definitely strong. Not because they have... because they have the ability to go to level 5 and such, but because the ability to get it, they can get it super quick. Let's build ourselves a lumbermill somewhere where we can see. Oh, that's a camel over there. I don't want to put it there. Why are you there? Goodbye, orc archers. Yeah, obviously this ability is not good until you can find a place to put it. But when you do find a place to put it, oh dear Lord, save you. They are waiting. Let's get forge blades. Also, they don't get fire arrows anymore, so they can't blow up their own mines. Yeah. It means you have to use a berserker. That's the one thing you have to do with a berserker. Use it to blow up your own mines. Or Saruman Fireball, although you're probably sacrificing a Saruman for it. Build a lumber mill up here. And it comes out tier 3 because we've got full settlers tools. It generates... The lumber mill generates twice the resources but half the production of other economy structures in the vicinity, which is quite a small vicinity, to be fair. But yet also has its own battle tower to defend it when you want it to. And then it also then leads to the power Isengard Unleashed, which during my videos back when I did the River Loon, I didn't realise that this had to be selected on a citadel. So yeah, we're now going to go back down this way. Isengard Unleashed is no longer the powerhouse it used to be. We could just throw it into an enemy base and then you win. It have to be. It's a permanent summon army, but you have to use it from your citadel. You can't use it from anywhere anymore, which is definitely a nice thing. That is a step in the right direction for Isengard. Made them a little bit weaker, a little more balanced. These has heavy armor since I haven't put into that yet. I did just buy Saruman, so it's quite obvious my economy is a bit tanked at the moment. But yeah, look at that. Cut down the prime of their... Yeah, just their prime. And yeah, even a troll, who is probably one of the best hero killers, has no chance against killing Sharku. His attack speed is insane. Look at that, though. Almost dead. I bet he can kill Gothmog. Watch. Just watch. He can kill Gothmog. Because that attack speed. To be fair, a lot of other heroes have got increased attack speeds too. But not as big as that. Not as big as that. Here comes Saruman. Now, I haven't got ring hero versions on right now. I probably won't for the rest of them. But Saruman has 2 different forms of ring hero, for those that don't know. He can become either the cursed or the blessed. In most of my cases, he becomes the cursed, as is my curse, which is probably the worst version of the two. But they're both really strong. The cursed is more focused on just killing things. The blessed is more focused on actually buffing the army, and that is normally always better than. How do they have this again? I don't know. Not build over it. We got the forged blades. Also, by the way, this uruk-hai scout unit has been around since the beginning of the game. It has not died. I'll commend it for that. It's lived this long. It deserves some praise, but not enough to make it feel like it's good. Come on, get rid of that orc pikeman. So yeah, don't even have Grima. As I said already, Grima's a bit meh. But every other hero in Isengard works so well together. Saruman just clears out large waves of things that you don't want to have to deal with. Lurtz can kill a hero by pinning them down so they can't escape, and then just rushing in with massive amounts of damage. Then he gets even more damage. No, he gives all allies damage, and then more armor. So he's basically the Boromir. And then he finally gets the Hunt, marks an enemy hero, monster or heroic unit as this target for a very long duration. Lurtz, Ugluk, and Morher, which is Ugluk's summon. As well as all uruk-hai hunters and Morher's hunters on the map move faster while far away from the target. If in the target vicinity, they deal more damage. So Lurtz is probably one of the strongest hero killers right now. I would say Celeborn almost outranks him, but unfortunately, that ability just makes every... Well, the uruk-hai getting the extra buff is pointless because they do so little damage anyway. The Morher summon is pretty good, so that does a bit of extra damage. But the fact it can make Lurtz do 50% more damage to a hero. You want to get rid of an Aragorn, you want to get rid of a Gandalf, you want to get rid of a Sauron if he has the ring form. I actually think Lurtz, full-on carnage, with the Hunt, and maybe a Saruman the Blessed upgrade, if he can actually do it on a hero, will probably kill a full health, level 10 Sauron with the ring. I actually think that could actually happen. Haven't tested it, don't think there's a way of testing it, without actually somehow finding the ring, letting a Sauron take it by accident, and then just letting him take it, then just bring out Lurtz. Oh, I say as he's dying to a troll. Okay, put him on his bow. And that's another good thing about Lurtz. If he does take too much damage, you can just throw him in the back, and he's nothing to worry about. Oh, and also, he has a heal. Can't take his rogue. Oh no, get rid of that battering ram first, please. Rid us of the ram. Devastation. It's a slightly quicker ruthless exploitation. Knock it over. Quite fitting for killing off Sauron and a battering ram. Got more uruk-hai on the way. I didn't even know we had more than one uruk-hai unit back there. Oh. But yeah, that speed. Oh. It doesn't feel like much. But when you know that unit's going to survive through almost anything, you think to yourself, yeah, don't need to worry about a thing. Don't need to worry about a damn thing. Unfortunately, Cripple is set to only heroes now, since BFME 2 vanilla. But back in BFME 1, I used to snipe... I used to full-on snipe trolls and elite units just by throwing a cripple shot their way. Lurtz's cripple shot used to be bonkers good back in the BFME 1 days. It would one-hit almost anything. Jesus Christ, that Malphite Sauron has got deleted. And these are warg riders that are killing them, by the way, that aren't currently getting buffed by Shaku. Those are just warg riders that have been buffed by having all their upgrades. Very good. Very, very good. Let's get some more uruk-hai. Look at that speed, though. Look at that speed. That's 20 seconds. Oh, and this is the weakness of putting him on the bow. When you're not looking at him, you could accidentally die. And I lost all my crossbows somehow. Get some more. Because steel bow crossbow are actually really good. And speaking of the steel workers, again, this is one of the two factions that I recommend getting the unique outpost for, because you can get further upgrades for all of your units' upgrades. Better heavy armor, better forged blades, better steel bolts, and look how much resources this generates. Just watch, just watch, just watch. 141. 141 per tick. Like, what is that? Every time I see that, I think to myself, wow, that is just ridiculously good. Our economy will never fall now. Our economy should never, ever fall below a certain point. We should always be rich. Which is true. Now, if I found if this was a 4-fortress map, I could get the other 2 fortresses, build 5-6 furnaces, make all my upgrades even cheaper. But again, upgrades, cost reductions for Isengard is almost pointless. Because you don't need discounts, you just have money. You just have endless amounts of money. Similar to Lothlorien, you don't need... You want some discounts in the beginning to set yourself up for a very strong late game. But after that, after you've hit that point, you don't need it anymore. You don't need the discount. You don't even notice it. I mean, 100 off a crossbow or a pikeman unit when you make about 400 a tick now is pretty ridiculous. You don't need anything else. Yep, get all those upgrades. Steel bolts, super cool by the way. Oh, almost level 5 anyway. Also, you do actually need to pay for the captain, even if you get the units level 5 normally. That's the only little annoyance of having Saruman with a ability to give experience to his units, that you don't get captains that way. You only get captains if you buy the captain. Otherwise, you just have a level 5 building. Not level 5 building, level 5 units. That'd be cool though. Having units that buildings that are level 5. Anyway, let's go for. I'm just gonna go straight for freeze and rain. I just want to make sure that all the enemies lose their leadership buffs, even though Mordor has near to no leadership buffs. And I mean that quite literally, near to no leadership buffs whatsoever. Does this affect us though? That all enemies lose their leaderships. Best factions like this for that is to work against is good factions. Oh, what the? What is this? Why are those trees dancing? Why are all the trees dancing? What the f... Okay, we've just got dancing trees now, okay. I'm not sure if that's a bug or it's a very funny feature. I'm going to go with the latter because it's that is so cool. It's not cool, but it's hilarious. I guess this is a way to learn what things you can actually cut down with the lumber mills. That does help a lot when you want to use exploitation anywhere and everywhere. Like the furnaces by day. And then I might as well show off the outpost since we're here. Exactly the same as every other outpost. You can build 3 buildings. That's it. That's all you get. You're not the dwarves, so you don't get the line of defences. You're not the elves, so you don't have only technically the 1 slot with your Lorien barracks. You can build 3 different buildings. Any of the buildings you could build from the fortress, you can build on here. And furnaces. Also, I don't get this. From level 3 on, lowers the cost of unit upgrades. This used to be the most useless thing, because you'd have to upgrade all of your buildings if they were brand new. You have to get all your. You have to pay all of your build. You have to pay a minimum 450 and take about 2 full minutes to upgrade a furnace from level 1 to level 3. And even then, all you got was a mini discount. But now, it actually reduces the cost of unit upgrades instantly if you've got the Forged Workers tools. Because all buildings now start at level 3. So it actually... I'm not sure if they actually planned to go into this kind of system. But it feels like they've kind of planned it. It does feel like they actually planned to say, you know what, we're going to make it so all of these buildings are eventually going to be automatically level 3 when they buy certain upgrades. Because that would be a good ability. I must admit, it is a good ability. And yeah, Bill Fernie, he's dead, he's back again. And now I've got Wormtongue, watch. Oh! I saw that health deplete instantly and I just thought, no. No, thank you. We might actually need a siege works now, so let's get that over here. I still think they need to increase the cost of siege buildings. They need to go up to about 1,000 per building, because 400 is too cheap. 400 is too cheap for units that can help you end the game instantly. That is far too cheap. They do need to increase the costs of all faction siege units. I understand why Ents are expensive because they're a mix of both infantry and siege equipment. But still, come on now. Every faction should suffer from this thing. Not every faction should have instant amazing units that are super cheap. By the way, look at this. 600. 600 is actually a bit expensive. But yeah, 200 for a battering ram. That could level an entire base if left alone because you can't deal any damage to it otherwise. Cunning Word. I like how they changed this from Wormtongue to Cunning Words. Before, as many people who played Battle for Middle-earth in the days of Vanilla would know, it used to just be called Wormtongue before Wormtongue was actually added into the game, and also when it was in the game. Also, Wormtongue, yeah, his ability, his many years of deception enable agreement to sabotage enemy plans. Citadel and any surrounding buildings cease to function in any way for 30 seconds. Mordor's just play Call the Horde? No, they haven't. They've just wasted the power because now I've prevented you from using Call the Horde. Enemy Rohan has got a full base of flour mill. Oh, didn't mean to press that. Got a full base of flour mills. Lost their entire army of crap stack peasants, but they can remake it in literally seconds. No, they can't because they've now just ceased to function. There are several instances where this power is really good, but unfortunately, I say fortunately and fortunately, it's locked on a very terrible, weak hero whose best thing to do is just sit in the back and soak XP from his team until he hits level 10. Because reduce armor, like, yeah, that's okay, but Isengard doesn't need to reduce armor of enemy units. They just kill them. I'm about to lose Saruman and Ugluk here now. But look at our resources. I've done nothing but... I've still been making units, by the way. I've still been making units. I've still been doing things. And yet somehow I'm still able to keep throwing more stuff out and have almost limitless resources. Come on, Saruman. Kill him quick. Kill him quick. Kill him quick. Need to rebuild all my heroes from the fort now. Is Sharku dying? No. There's no excuse for death. There's no excuse for death. Get back into it. Bill Fernie dies, comes back to life. Oh. And then this Sharku takes absolutely 0 damage. Please, release me from your service. I'm playing Fire of Isengard. Okay, here we go. Best power in the game right here. Because, watch this base just disappear. Okay, so I'm not going to want to judge, but either they've reduced the damage of that dramatically, Oh, okay, we've lost our entire army. We've got to fall back to the base now for a bit. Let's get our army of uruk-hai. Oh yeah, these things exist. Shield uruks. Use them against factions that are going full archer. If they're not going full archer, don't even bother. They are not worth the bother. If a faction's not going full resource build, if not going full archer, don't need to bother. Not really. It is not worth the bother. It really is not worth the bother if the faction's not going full... wait, they've got halberdiers of... oh, this is summon. Go back to summon. Oh. I like how my steelworker's still up there, not doing anything. There we go. Oh yeah, these guys can buy steel bolts when you get the steel bolt upgrade. Stop building Buster! They're all dying. Let's get Saruman from here. See if I can stop them from destroying the base. Yeah, I'm not the best with Isengard if it wasn't obvious. I could do good with them, but I'm not the best with them. Mainly because I've been so... I get so salty by looking at them. So yeah, Berserkers. So I think this is new. The Berserker deals higher damage against enemies without heavy armor. With Forged Blades, he instead deals higher damage against enemies with heavy armor. So you want them to do, so if you want him to kill basic units in the early game, which is probably the one reason you have him, or if you're trying to cut down elites, Berserkers are actually really good against elite units like Galafrim. I can't deny having a full unit of a full battalion's amount of Berserkers. Yeah, it tanks your command point limit, but it is worth it. It is worth every single penny. Speaking of, I should get some Warg Riders and deal with these catapults. Freezing and rain in case they have any leadership, which they don't. I just wanted to pay less so I could get Fire of Isengard. But yeah, I feel like they'd reduce the cost of the damage of Fire of Isengard, because for those that remember from my days in the battles of River Loon, I played as Arnor, and either all 3 Isengards threw their Fires of Isengard at me at once, or Fire of Isengard actually managed to destroy a single Fire of Isengard destroyed my entire base. I don't know which. I don't really care which. But I did not. It was such a salty moment. Okay, let's see. Elite or warriors at level 5. No, some at level 5, some not. Against cheaps. Come on, Orlok, get to level 10, please. No, don't show mercy, Bill. Don't ask for mercy, but you shall receive none. Can you get out, Warg Rider? Did you get out? You escaped? Not Wormtongue! Oh, Orglok's dead. Oh, that knockback is evil. We should probably invest in some pikes. Just possibly. Because I'm actually losing a bit now. What's going on? What is actually going on? Is Brutal Mordor actually the counter to Brutal Isengard? I play as Brutal Mordor all the time as a joke. Are they actually my bane? Are they actually going to make me regret doing this? I'm about to get Saruman back, so we'll see soon enough. Get rid of that catapult, please. Get rid of all that nonsense over here. Very good, Saruman. Everyone come together, please. Deforestation. Rebuild my siege works, please. Pikemen risen from the pits. Pikemen have risen from the pits. Oh, I used to say that all the time back in BFME 1 days. We could just spam out pikemen. That's the way you get rid of Rohan, boys and girls. Come on, Saruman, you're better than basic uruk-hai. Your basic, not even uruk-hai, it's orcs. You're better than simpling orcs. I like how this steelworker is still there. But Saruman's about to die, so get out of there. Oh, my other warg unit died that I fully upgraded. God damn it. There's some more then. With what? Catapult? No, archers. They'll die. They will die. And now let's log in some more ballista, please. Don't you tell me that. I refuse to believe such heinous words. Isengard is unleashed. Oh, it has to be straight from the Citadel. Isengard is unleashed. Yeah, pretty upgraded, I'd say. They just need captains. Other than that, yeah, there's just the free power to defend yourself from a enemy invasion. Although, again, as Isengard, the only time you don't you will suffer from an enemy invasion is if you're about to lose. There should be no other reason why you're about why the enemy's on your doorstep, other than you messed up massively and now you're paying for it with your life. There should be no other instance where you fall that far from grace. Now let's see if we can do this right this time. Let's not mess up royally like we did last time. The world is changing. Who now can stand against the power of Isengard and Mordor? Take them out. Get rid of that catapult before it fully spawns, please, Warg Riders. Please, Warg Riders, listen to what I'm telling you. Sharky would do better than you. That's right, you made me say it. You made me say his name. You made me invoke his name. And he's not even here. Don't make me do it again. Yeah, full ballista spam, please. Get through this base. I must say, the bases that don't actually have walls are possibly, right now, better than bases that do have walls. Just because all those arrow towers are so effective at stopping things now. And your mercy, I have no use for it. This power feels so lackluster for a level 10. I mean... Wow. And then when he gets the ring, it becomes a castle-wide AoE thunderstorm, which completely or well, at least in its blessed form. In its cursed form, it's a castle-wide what's the word? Firestorm. So almost as good. But yeah, this Thunderbolt is best for killing heroes, but you don't really want to use it to kill heroes because you've already got alerts for that. It's for when you want to have that fun duel against Gandalf and just win because even though he has Lightning Sword, you just have a half health ability. It did good damage, but to a fortress it feels like it does nothing. And yeah, if I was a little bit smarter, I would have built the siege works. After I would have got rid of the armory, built the siege works, threw everything for the center, and then just won. Because no joke, that is just how Isengard works. You get your siege equipment once you have one of the strongest front lines in the game. You can get the shield units when you're actually attacking, and your uruk-hai become almost impregnable. Fully level 5, armoured. When they're armoured, they have even more armour. Shields, even more armour against archers. That's it. You've just won. You have just won. That is how I think Isengard functions. You're fighting as a Cav nation. Don't go all fighting uruk-hai or all pikemen. Always have a nice mix. Always have a nice mix if you're going against cavalry or monsters. Because obviously. Oh yeah, also, middle power, Wizard's Tower. Can upgrade the Wizard's Tower so Saruman can sit on top of it and do crazy things. Not worth it, in my opinion. It's cool, it's fun, can use powers without level, abilities without level constraint, but I'm level 10 already, so you tell me who's winning in this situation. You either waste 5 power points to get a power to make Saruman really good at defending the base, so then you can get a power that makes him even stronger, and then get a power that defends the base, or you can go for Vision, Vision, which is really good. Industry, more economy. You want economy because you're paying for several massive upgrades. Ruthless Exploitation on any map that has large clusters of forest anywhere. If you don't want to wait for Ruthless Exploitation, go down this way, get Devastation, then you can go for the minions of the White Hand, and then just go for whichever power you need the most. Traitors of Rohan is the best of the 3 powers. They're not like Radagast, where you can only use one of the 3 at a time. You can use all 3 of them at once. And these are 15 units. These are the largest cavalry units in the game. 15 cavalry. Wavering Loyalty. Minions are not loyal to Saruman as the uruk-hai and deepest mistrust. If any minions the White Hand are nearby, their armor is reduced by 50. But they are there just to... they're there to wipe the floor with anything that's not already being wiped not being wiped out by uruk-hai. So yeah, these are solo minions. You don't want them around anyone else. And obviously you can also get Grishnak and his boys. He's okay against heroes. I recommend him against a middle tier hero, not a late tier hero like Aragorn. You want him against a Faramir, not an Aragorn. Yep, let's get all our upgrades. Of course, deep into our economy, but we have limitless economy, so who cares? But again, if you feel like you're not doing too well, find some outposts, just build them up. Once you've got the steelworkers upgrades, you don't need the steelworkers anymore. Build the furnaces. Once you have 6, 50% cost reduction. That is pretty good. Can't deny, that is really good. So yeah, that's why I think that's how I think you should play Isengard. Again, if you're not playing on the broad tier of economy you start with, I'd normally start with 4,000. You start with 1,000. Start with Dunlendings, build your way up, and then go into the doom stack of uruk-hai, shields against a faction that has archers. The faction you don't want to go with the shields for is against Mordor. Their archers are good, but they never you'll never upgrade the archers because sometimes you want double door archers, so on and so on. Gondor has really good archers, so you want the shields against them. Rohan normally doesn't go archers, so don't worry about the shields there. Erebor, yeah, don't ever need the shield against Erebor. Just go into closing formation with uruk-hai. Uruk-hai elites are on par with Erebor elites. Erebor is probably the worst faction against Isengard because of their armor depleting abilities, and their heroes are really good. Iron Hills, Ered Luin don't stand a chance. They do not honestly stand a chance once you hit that late tier. Lothlorien, you do want the shield. You do want the shields to protect your infantry, but you also can just go Warg Riders and just be a million times better in that regard. Obviously, if you're sieging a base, don't need to worry too much about the shields anyway, because battering rams, ballistas just clear the work for you. Yes, another Isengard. Again, no worries. Just go pikemen, shields, you're fine. Angmar is a bit of a mix. Early game, you would want the shields, but you can't get them early game, so you don't worry about them against Angmar. Their archers are meh at best. If they're constantly defending from a castle, though, you might want to consider getting shields. And Imladris, no, you don't need shields against Imladris. Their archers are very small in unit scale, so just charge them down easily with cavalry, and then just let the infantry rush in and finish the job. Easy peasy. So I hope you all enjoy this little look at Isengard. Next we have Mordor on Mordor. And I'm going to tell you now, this will be a long one. But until then, ta-ta for now.